I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is August 27, Tuesday, 2024. Hope you had a good day today. So, as we discussed yesterday, you have to watch yesterday's video so it makes sense. We discussed that we would try to tag this low. Well, first this low, which would be yesterday's low, which is Monday, then come in and tag Friday's low of last week. And then, we didn't want to see it. If we're bullish, we don't want to see it come too far. But they kind of came shallow. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of, we'll see what happens, what they end up doing. But as you'll see here, I'll just open it up here. And then real quick, for people who, I got a message, someone mentioning that why don't I have this market open on it? Just so you know, I leave it off because of the fact that I don't want, watch the left, look at the left here. Look, I lose space. Like, see how I lose space in the screen? It's only a line, but like that literal green line is taking an entire line up there. So for the left side of the chart, having a 3, that's the reason why I do it. I mean, I'm not trying to hide this or anything. I just don't need it. So obviously, if I'm in a trade and you see, you don't see that up there, it doesn't mean it's fucking market replay or some shit. I mean, I don't even know how. I even think like that, man. So I'm gonna leave it on, I guess, for people who are just thinking I'm tripping or something. But like, whatever. But anyways, I don't see I don't need it. So what's the point? But anyways, let me get back to the video. So we opened up, we gap, right? And we gap, and then we push up, right? We push up and we take out that high of the PM session, which was right there. So we're speakering out. What some videos ago I mentioned that the end of the day of the previous day will generally be like a nice origin of speakering out or shaking out, or whatever you want to call it. So you see the high there and the high there, and then we have the low here. Then we end up getting a low here, right? So imaginary trend line there, right? And then you see that we come in, and let me just zoom in here. We come in and then we raid. So we first raid this low right here, which is, we're talking about yesterday's Friday low. Monday's low. And then when we tag it, we come back in, we get right into that nice imbalance right there. I'm not even going to draw this out. And then beautiful trade down all the way, and takes out the more of the low, and initiates sell stops, right? And then they bring the market back up. They push it back up to drag those people back in, right? And at the same time, now it's 9:30, and then we wipe out that liquidity that was easy to sell. This is like a bread and butter type of sell right here, where like you could literally wait all day for something to tag liquidity and just catch that last movement down. But anyways, they push it back up here. They get to the 25% of the opening range gap, and then we sink it lower. Now, when we sink it lower, what we're doing here is we're coming to obviously take out the built liquidity there. And you can see that's not pretty price action. Like, if I was to see lows like this, I wouldn't be comfortable with it, right? In general speaking. And they rush for the price, and then they tag that low. Look, I mean, they don't come any deeper. It's literally not even a body. It's not even on the 1 minute, and they just reverse. That's crazy. And what did they do? Well, they tagged that low, and then now they were in a rush to take out the people who were selling here. So they complete the speaker by shooting all the way back up here, right? And as you can see it now, it's clearly finished, right? So with that being the understanding, and that's the big deal here, and you can see the 3 drives here. Now, here is where the 3 drives works, right? Like, or where you're looking for, where you have taken a discount price or a liquidity level lower, right? It's not up here happening; it's down here. So as you see, we break through that low there. This is, you could say, drive 1, drive 2, and then drive 3. Like, even if you didn't know what was left of the chart, once you see this price action, there's your 3 drives, right? But anyways, we tag in very, very slightly, and I don't know. To me, that's not convincing that we're still going up. So I'm back to neutral, even though when they took this, I did see this as a buy. And if you take a look here as we progress up, let's take a look here. Before we go up, I'll explain right here. Just if you took this pivot from here to here, and because that's a range, we took out that high right there, so that we're in that range here. And then that's the lowest swing low, and I'm using this low, and you can get this wrong as well sometimes. It depends kind of where you go and you do it, but in a short term here, you can see that the projection down at 2 to 2.5, we are sitting here. When we take this low out, that is sitting at a 2 to 2.5, right? So anyways, that being the case, the projection back up, you can see that I'm taking this swing low to this swing high. Now you could, again, it's relative, it's fractal, right? So you know, if you did it this way, you could see that once you get to 3 to 4, 4 to 3.5 right here, and the price respects it nicely right there. See that up to here, this little price action here. This could be your final target here, right? With this trade, if you did it to here and you're going for more longer term and you're bullish, then you're going to be looking at kind of this swing here. And then while we're going up there, we get this first imbalance right here. We get this 948. And then we get a little nice tap in there. You can see that, right? I'm trying to highlight it over it. It taps right in and then it shoots off, comes back to this first imbalance of the open, which is the 937. You drag that out here. This becomes an inversion imbalance, really nice. And then you can see that we tag the top of it. We push up again. I'm going to just go through it. This is the way I'm going to do videos from now. I'm just going to go through the day and keep it simple. And then the price pushes up here. And as you can see, once we break that swing, we come up and retrace back. Now we have two imbalances here. We have the 952 and we have the 953. So if you're questioning like, well, which one do I use? Well, if you choose to get into this trade here, you have to be able to put your stop loss below the 50% at minimum on this 952. Preferably, I would say below the candle itself. So that's where I would put my stop loss if you were to get into this imbalance of the 953. So then what did we do? We tagged right in, we dipped right in it. And we're using this up candle here, this 933 candle. We're using this as a support block right here. So if you drag that out, this is just a common support resistance price action. Let me do it this way and just drag it out and change the color. I want to make this something crazy. Let's do it green. It's fine. And then as you see here, so this is from the top to the bottom, and then general speaking, for strength, you don't want to see this come at below the 50% of that whole range. So you're digging into the top side of this. But using this last candle, as we have a low and a high and a lower low, and as we break through and come back up, this is going to be your support. Nice support coupled with what we're discussing here. Let me just delete this because it's super awkward. And then you see that we are all also resting at that 25% of the opening range. Then we push up nicely. We push up, and then we push up, and then we retrace back down. What do we retrace back to? Well, we retrace back to, we have this imbalance here at the 1010, but we also have the opening day gap right here. So we're tagging that, and also the top 25% of the opening range. It's in the background. You can't really see it that well. But high confluence there, and you notice that when this candle comes down, this 1017, it does take out the 1010, but it doesn't take out the 1009. And the 1009 is a part of that imbalance, right? Those three candles, right? As we all know. So your stop loss should have been here. Because if it's, I mean, generally speaking, any lower than here, I mean, yeah, I'll vouch for the 50% of the opening range, but anything lower than that, you don't want to probably be in the trade. We're ready to go. So with that understanding, there's a lot to kind of talk about, so I'm going to try to make this simple. But what we do have, keep in mind when you have on the left side of the chart, we have this inversion imbalance here, which is this 8 a.m. down candle. And then we have on the 15 minute, and then we have this 6 a.m. down candle right there. So now that you see that there, I know it's kind of a lot going on, but it's not. I'm trying to make this simple. But as the price is going up, I'm not really looking too much at the inversion imbalances right now because I know we're just headed for this high up here. But at the same time, watch how it does respect it. So We push up, we get this next push up right here, right? And then we've created this now 15-minute imbalance. So take a look. The left side has the inversion imbalance. On the right side, I have this 15-minute imbalance right there, right? So now that you understand what's going on here, but then what? What do? We push up, and I'm gonna drag this now, which is gonna be that 6 a.m. Now I'm dragging it so you don't get confused. So right there, you see that we push above it, and in the background there's that gap. Remember, we have that gap that's strong because it has that daily gap inside that weekly gap, right? So I was saying yesterday that we were going to be attacking this area quite a bit. And so sure enough, we came up and we retraced back. Look how we retraced back 50% of that inversion imbalance of that 6 a.m. So that's why I got it dragged out here, just to show you. Now I'm going to move it back because I'm just going to leave it there because that was the purpose of this. Then we pushed up here. Now we're getting into the 1 to 1.5 standard deviation. We pull up, and then we this imbalance right here, this one I got highlighted. That's a 5-minute imbalance. So I will go to it. Why not? Real quick. Try to make these videos quicker. I'm gonna do things a little bit different and see if my process gets a little better. But as you see, there's this 5-minute imbalance on the 1025 right there, right? So we tag in it right there, and that's what that's for. And then we push up and we make a new high. And what's beautiful is that if you look to the left here, if you look to the left, you won't see it on a, well, you see it on a 5-minute, but you won't see it. You can see it on a 5-minute or below, but look at that low right there. If I go to a 1 minute, I'm going to show you this level. Let me drag this out because this is very key. This is another attack at buyers and sellers remorse or breakout traders shooting down. Look how it conveniently came right there. Why did it come? Because when this candle shot down, this 1005, that was a distribution of yesterday. We shot down, and if anybody just had a sell stop right there, I mean, they were in the money, right? So look how we conveniently tagged that level. On a 1 minute, I'll show you what it looks like. A little bit more, a little better. But let me just kind of zoom back out real quick. Look at that level right there. See how we drop right through, and that's how the price came all the way back, which is sick, man. To me, this is fucking gorgeous. I mean, this is like poetry for me when I see that type of trade. To take this buy here, my minimum target would well, that's relative, but depending on what you're looking for, but obviously, but past this high, you have the imbalance here to the left here, and then if you use smaller time frames, but then if you use that level right there where I just dragged out, look how we hit that to the T. I mean, pick your poison. But anyways, real quick, so what do? We hit that level and immediately run back down, and we do a nice retracement. Where do we run back to? So as we're popping up, by the way, let me go back to opening this up. So we hit that 5-minute imbalance right there, which is right there. And then this is a 15-minute imbalance. So I've got that highlighted as well. This is the bigger imbalance right here. I got to make these like a different like shade or something. But anyways, I'm expecting price to kind of come back around for a retrace, right? So what do? We break that. We break this imbalance, which is this 1059. And it breaks right through. Then what does it do? It retraces back. It uses it as resistance. So that's a nice, look at it, if you carry that out, beautiful sell right there. And if you were to take this sell, you're going to take it for a retracement backward to balance some of this price. Why? Because when this price shot up, we also had breakout traders. Like if you pass this 10 o'clock 15-minute candle, this 1015 shot through it, right? So look to the left, and this is a very high probability. Also, if you look at this support, possible support, this 7:30 a.m., this up candle, just like I was explaining this support candle of 9:33, this one right here, remember? If you look at this over here, I'm not saying it's supposed to hold perfectly, I'm just saying the logic here of when we broke through with that 15-minute candle, and this is all that imbalance, you expect price to kind of come back and bounce around, come back and bounce, right? So that's is explaining the sell from here to down into here. Now, when you get into here, right here, this would be an easy loss to take if you were following this 6 a.m. down 15-minute candle. If I dragged it back out, and I dragged it out all the way, you see how we just tap You see how this candle, this 10:30, I'm sorry, this 11:30 1 minute candle. See how we just tapped that 50% and it reacted. If you were antsy and you know you didn't wait for order flow and you just took that trade, I ain't mad at you if you took this loss right there. But anyways, let me try to get back out. What did it do? It played around and then it shot down. Where'd it go? It came to this inversion imbalance right here. This 8 o'clock, this 8 o'clock, this down candle. And what did it do? Came right to it, bounced on it multiple times. There you go. And that's a refine area. Plus, also, you have the midnight in the background. All right, so nice level bouncing around that. Plus, you see this candle, this 1024. This has no wick on it. They came to also regulate that as well. So all that going on. It's a very nice area, confluence area. And then look at the 15-minute. Look at the bodies. Look at the bodies sitting inside that. Yes, we wicked lower, but it doesn't ever break. Where is the actual candle? It starts from here. The origination of that imbalance, which is pretty low, obviously, right? But if you take a look a little closer, and you'll see, look at this wick here. The wick of 10 o'clock, the 15-minute candle. If I was to put a 50 fib on there, I'll show you that it's, I mean, you can eyeball that. It's pretty clear. But you'll see that it is probably a perfect level. And let me just move that over. And you can see us hitting that level. See that? See that 50% of that wick? I'm just talking about the wick. So it's also digging into there, using it as support. Nice confluence area with the 50% of that inversion imbalance plus that wick right there. You're using that as well. Take a look to the right, tagging that nice area. All right, super game. And then sure enough, again, bodies are still sitting in there. Yeah, it's below 50%. That's not what you want to see. You don't want to see it filled, but at the same time, that's why I'm not super convinced that we're up yet. I mean, it's still a little bit neutral. But the bulls did, well, I wouldn't say bulls because we know it's an algorithm, but we do know that on the upside is not over with either, right? But this is such a short, shallow grab. I mean, they didn't really, initiate sell stops in there to get them involved. But I mean, I guess their goal was more to just wipe them out and then come back up. But we're still sitting in this imbalance. If I'm on the 4 hour, you can see this. See, when we're pushing up, we got bullish imbalances, right? Now we got bearish imbalances, right? So this is still showing that we're in a retrace. But is this a nice wedge? Is this a wedge forming down where we pop right through it? I don't know, obviously. And then once we got here, we pushed up, we played around, and look what they did. These dirty bastards. Look what they did. And yeah, I'm gonna call them that because that's what they are. Because I know who they are. But this high right here, they squeezed. You went selling, and if you were holding the bag here, and then they shot it right back down, and this is where we are. So let me see. And that was a full explanation, damn near, of the day. And obviously, there's some stuff I'm missing still, but this is the best I can do. So, what's it called? So, if you were to go back to looking at the divergence work here, well, obviously we did come down again, and we wiped liquidity of yesterday's low. So everybody took out their previous day low, which was Monday. But Tuesday has a very high chance of it being the low of the week if it is a bullish week. So if you look at this divergence here going on, and you could have done this too, really. It's fine. But if you see here, this divergence lower lows, this is all S&P and Dow higher highs. Does this really still push up the market? I don't know. This is more of a stronger sense of support. But I will say that it is possible that Dow is the one, not Dow, Nas is the one that is either not the weaker asset, but the one that's not going to catch up if they choose to come down for these lows. Obviously, that's the magic question we're all wondering, if we're going to go up from here, take out this high, or take out this low, or whatever, right? But let me take a look at dollar. I know dollar was coming down. And wow, that's crazy. Um, that's crazy how dollar is just coming down like that, man. I mean, I know the dollar ain't worth shit, but whatever. At the same time, you want dollar to be strong because if dollar is weak, dude, like I mean, you got a problem. Not weak, but I mean, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, if it's not valuable anymore, I mean, we're gonna have problems. But the elite, I'm pretty sure they're, you know, pretty sure they're gonna slip the rug from everybody for BRICS Nation. Gold. What's the value of gold? I mean, honestly. But anyways, doesn't look like they're selling off from here. And let's go to S&P real quick, and still holding on. I mean, man. I mean, this is still. I'm still going neutral bullish. I mean, especially look at this. We're still up here. It's not like It's not. We got news this week. I get it, but I would tread lightly. Again, let the end of the month kind of roll out, and I feel like I'm missing something, man. I want to be done, and I want to keep these videos around 20 minutes at best, at most, and I'm at 21. So I discussed that. Now, I don't know. For me, I just the way they grabbed that was super weak. So could this just be the lower low, and then this became the lower high, and they squeezed everybody out, and then we make our way down? So either we're coming down for another leg here to get into this daily imbalance, or we should find support here where we are. I don't know if they're gonna grab this. Look at this. I don't know if they're gonna grab this first and then go up, or do they really come down? So okay, to make this simple, if they're going up, do we go up from here now, or do we wipe this little pool here and then go up? Or, and that's the bullish side, if we're coming down, then we never even take out those highs, and then we try to find another leg down to get into this daily imbalance, and then we can assess from there more. But I don't know. For me, I feel like they're going up, and that's just me. I mean, even though I know this is super weak, and it's super suspect, I don't know what else I could tell you. So I feel like I'm missing something, man. And bonds bonds and yields are playing around. They're kind of like going sideways now. They're pretending like they're going up. They're pretending like they're going down. So more of a reason why it's I'm back to neutral. Gold's facing up, and anyways. But we did accomplish that raid there, though. So pretty nice. All right, you guys take care and God bless.